Why is Antony not getting the same treatment as Greenwood? Like, this is what I don't understand. People talk about Antony hasn't been proven guilty or hasn't been charged, but Greenwood, same thing happened with Greenwood. He wasn't charged. As soon as the videos came out, he just got removed from the squad. Why is Antony not being given the same treatment? Is it because it's Ten Hag's boy? Is it because Ten Hag is going to die on Antony? He's going to die on Antony, on the sword of Antony, just like Ollie died on the sword of Maguire. This is just, some managers just are obsessed with their favorite players. Plus, when they spend over 80 million on players, they're scared to drop him. At least with Mourinho, he bought Pogba and he was willing to just oust Pogba. Why is Ten Hag not treating Antony the same way as Greenwood got the treatment? And let's be honest, Antony is nowhere near the player of Greenwood. Nowhere near. And he would never be near Greenwood. He's 23 years old. He showed zero potential. He showed, to me, he's not even shown anything. He just spins around on the football pitch. He's not that type of player. I want a left winger who has pace. Number one, he has zero pace. And if you don't have pace, then you must have trickery. He has no trickery. He's a one-trick pony. Cut inside and try to curl it in top corner. Everybody knows what he's going to do. And the fact remains he's only done it once. It's embarrassing. And then the treatment of Sancho. Like, why would a manager attack a player publicly? Ten Hag set the pace on Sancho. It's like, what type of manager just oust their players for no reason? Yeah, the question was asked. He could have just said, Sancho was not fit. Sancho was not ready. Sancho was not good enough. Not good enough, but not healthy enough. He had a niggle. Whatever, like he's been lying about Maguire. Like he's been lying about McTominay. But these guys are straight into the international teams and stuff. Why did he decide to oust Sancho? Why? And then Sancho, clearly there's an issue. People say, oh yeah, but he gave Sancho time. He gave him 3 months, blah, blah, blah. What? You don't give a player 3 months out the team if you really want him in the team. You give him 2 weeks, 3 months out the team. I think Ten Hag took him out the team for 3 months so Antony could have a free run at it, at that position, and there'll be no pressure on Antony. So Sancho is not even in the vicinity. And it didn't work. Because Antony's done nothing. He scored 4 goals in the league. Yeah, 4 goals in the league. It's woeful return. 2 assists. It's woeful. He doesn't look like he's getting better. He doesn't look like he can do anything. He doesn't look like he has even talent. Like, I want a level of talent in a footballer that plays for Man United. I can see with Rashford, at least with Rashford, yeah, he might have 0 IQ, but you can see there is talent. With Martial, he might be injury prone and he might be a bit missing in games, but you see the talent. Even Bruno Fernandes, you can see he can play a pass. You can see he can shoot. You could see that's about it for me with Bruno. But you can see there's some sort of talent in him. You know, even guys like Luke Shaw and stuff like that, there's some form of talent in them. But with Antony, there is no talent whatsoever. And you know what? This is what happens. Like, the thing that Ten Hag doesn't understand is you're going to need players. You're going to need your players, and it's best to keep your players on side. But he's now has a dilemma where he can't get rid of Antony because he's caused beef with Sancho. He's got rid of Greenwood. Like, the club's decided to get rid of Greenwood, whatever, the club, okay, fine. Now the club's scared to get rid of Antony because then they'll have no players, because they've set a precedent where, they get rid of, they loan out players or get rid of players that are not guilty. Like, That's a precedent, just to happy some people who don't like it. And I can understand if people don't like that type of behavior. I get it. Don't get me wrong. But you set a precedent. You set a precedent. You set a precedent. And you have to stick by your policy or you lose respect. One rule for one and one rule for the other. You're losing respect, Manchester United. You know, the Glazers' share price has dropped significantly. And for me, it doesn't mean anything to these guys. These guys are cretins. These guys are disgusting. I can't stand their face. They look like lizards. I don't want to see or hear anything about the Glazers because I said it, I called it very early on, very early in June, I said that they are pretending to sell the club. It was a fake move to basically Ronaldo exposed them, yeah? And 4 days later, after Ronaldo exposed them, there's a statement coming out that they wanted to sell the club. 4 days after Ronaldo exposed them. Now, I don't believe in coincidences, but I believe that was a planned move to deflect them having to spend money on the club. This is what they do. They are very, very shrewd, not just in business, but also in deflecting attention from them. They know how to manipulate fans. And I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick of Man United fans being manipulated. I'm also sick of Man United fans not looking at the club as a club. Not looking what's better and benefits the club. A lot of Man United fans look at what benefits people outside of the club. A lot of Man United fans look what benefits the manager. A lot of Man United fans thinks about what benefits the individual that they like Bruno Fernandes, like Rashford, like Antony, like Sancho, like this, that, and the other. Not a lot of Man United fans focus on what benefits the club. And this is what I am frustrated about in our fan base. We are talking about Antony, we're talking about Sancho, but Sancho is a top player. Sancho is a very good player and has proven to be a good player. And we are deciding to throw him under the mud like we did Di Maria. And then we saw what happened with Di Maria after he left Manchester United. He went on to have an excellent career. Most players do. Some don't, but a lot of them do. Like, you know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Look at even Falcao was there, had a good career. So many players just left and done and look better. Even Elanga looks better. I guarantee Fred will be better. You know, guarantee if Maguire went to West Ham, he will have a good career if he went to West Ham. We don't do what benefits Manchester United. We don't focus on what's benefiting Manchester United. We think, oh, Ten Hag, we need Ten Hag. We need to support the Ten Hag. Why? Ten Hag has got all of his signings. Højlund was his signing. Mason Mount was his signing. Amrabat was his signing. Martinez was his signing. Malacia was his signing. Eriksen was his signing. Antony is his signing. Ten Hag, you can't be spinning. Don't be spinning the truth saying Ten Hag hasn't got all of his signings when he starts doing rubbish. Because all of these guys are his signings. And let's be honest. Let's be honest here. Let's be clearly honest. What of all these signings that Ten Hag has signed? Yeah, all of Ten Hag's signings. Because Casemiro is not Ten Hag signing. We all know that. But I'll put him in that category. Just to make some of you lot happy. Because you lot are just stupid sometimes. What signings are would Chelsea buy from there? Let's not talk about Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal. From that batch of signings, are they touching? Anyone really touching Højlund? That risk? Anyone really touching Antony? Is anyone really touching Eriksen? Is anyone really touching Malacia? It's the only players I think people are touching in the top echelons are Amrabat, potentially, the keeper, potentially, and Martinez, because Arsenal wanted Martinez. So these three players are the only three players that a top team would truly sign. The rest of them, they wouldn't touch. So let's think about that, about Ten Hag signings, because they're not that great. Mason Mount, just rubbish. Come on. Look, as a Man United fans, we need to be honest, and we need to support Manchester United, not individuals, not managers, not players. We need to support what's best for the club. And I believe what's best for the club is obviously Glazer's going, obviously the board changing, obviously the director of football and technical directors and CEO going out. But that's why Man United aren't being sold, because all of these guys know that when Man United gets sold, Ten Hag is the only guy that keeps his job. The rest of them are all gone. All of the board members, except Fergie, because obviously he's this, and Bobby Charlton, but they will be filtered out eventually. They won't really have a say. And trust me, these guys have a say. Don't ever think that they're just old men enjoying football. They are having the say. They are on the board with David Gill and the two Glazer brothers. They definitely have their say. Don't ever believe that they are just not doing anything. They're just doing it in the background. No, the people in control always want to be in the background. Do you know why? Because they don't want the spotlight on them. They'd rather have the spotlight on Ten Hag. They'd rather have the spotlight on John Murtough. They'd rather have the spotlight on Richard Arnold. And they don't want the spotlight on them. But they are crucial to Man United's decision making. I'm Tactical Red. This is Tactical United. We need to understand that Man United comes first, and these individual things that people love need to stop. We need to know what's best for Man United, and being in the same level that we was last season isn't good for Man United. Stop being emotional and clinging on to Ten Hag like he's untouchable or like he's done something special for us, because he has done nothing. League Cup and third, I'm sorry, is not something that I hold at high esteem. I want to see good football, and I want to see cohesive play. I want to see players developing, and I want to see goals. I want to see exciting football. I don't see any of that with Ten Hag. All I see is in-house fighting. All I see is him complaining. All I see is him up and down. 1 minute he's happy, then he's not. Then he's like complaining, and then he's saying the players need to take responsibility. Like, he's just up and down. He's not really. And another thing about Ten Hag, one more thing, the last thing I'm going to say, the last thing. He doesn't seem to be inspirational as a man. Like, he doesn't inspire. You can feel it. He just seems to be a bit meh. You know, there's no spark in him. He might have tactical awareness and he might know how to coach and stuff, but there is no spark, in my opinion. Everyone have a great day.